Hello everyone, my name is Kelvin James. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm just going to talk about how I was able to cope with music, how I was able to merge music and academics while as a student. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please, I would love you to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification to get more updates. Now let me go straight to the point. Now, how I was able to cope with music as a student. I grew up in a family or in a home where academics, school is being loved. My mom is a teacher, so you know what it means to grow up in the hands of a teacher, right? You actually love to read, or you have no choice. They will force you. You'll be forced, even if you don't want to. Now this is it. Your primary aim of you being in school or in campus is to read. Let me say it again. Your primary aim of you being in school is to read. Every other thing comes secondary, right? If you can know this, if you can know this, right, it's going to go a long way. Now, as a musician, for me, this is what I did. First, what I would advise you to do is know yourself. Know what your body can take. Know how many hours your body can take reading or practicing. Yes, like I said earlier, you have to read and you have to practice because the idea is to create balance between them both. Let none of them suffer, because if you leave one will suffer. You get it. If you actually concentrate on music, your academic will suffer. You concentrate on academics, your music will suffer. So creating balance is the goal here. So um yes, so what I did is I know myself. I know how many hours my body can take reading or practicing, right? So this is the first thing. Know yourself. Then the other thing, very important thing for you to do is read ahead. Read ahead. That's one of the things I did. It might be different from yours, but this is what I did. If a lecturer brings out handout, right? If I was able to get it, in fact, if he immediately announces that his handout is out, what I would just do, I would just go and get it. Even if I don't have money, I will just find it and just go and I must just get a handout. In fact, there are situations where I don't even have money. What I do, I will just take my phone and take a snap shot of it, right? Then of all the handout. So what I did is I'll try to make sure I summarize the handout, right? I'll summarize the handout my own self. So when the lecturer comes to class, when he's speaking, I practically have an idea of what he's saying. So I won't be totally ignorant. It's not going to sound new to me, right? It's not going to sound new to me. So all I'll just be there doing is to get more insight. So I can't be totally lost. So that's one of the things I did, right? I read ahead. I read ahead. I know that okay, I don't read too much. Like I said, I know what my body can take. I don't read too much. I know that okay, maybe if I don't, because I had friends who can read 7 hours, 8 hours. Me, I've never done that. Right, 2 hours, 3 hours. I think the max I did in school, the max I did was 4 hours, and even that I had little breaks. Right, I had little breaks. So I've never done more than 4 hours. Why? Because I said I know myself. I know what my body can do. So what I did is I practically anytime I go for lectures and back and I'm back for the lectures, what I do is I will make sure that I don't rest. I will just go and read what we have been taught. If I made a jolt of what we did in class, I will just go and read it again. I read it again and again to make sure that I understand. I know sometimes, like I said, everybody's different, but for me, that was how I was able to conquer. I just read when we are done with class. I just come back home. The what I did is I just take my bath and get something to eat. Then I'll just go back to the book, open the book, and just read it again, and that was how I was able to create that balance. And also again, like I said, I read ahead. So when every lecturer brings a handout, I'll make sure I get it and read ahead. So these are just the things I did because I know okay, as a musician, I want to play music and also don't want to fail in school. So what do you want me to what do I want to do? I must try to make sure that I I create that balance. I don't want my academics to suffer and I don't want my music to suffer. So it's a lot of sacrifice, yes. It's a lot of sacrifice. I know it's not going to be very easy, But if you really want um, that, you must create that balance. Another thing is, it's even prestigious for people to see you as a musician doing well. You're doing well in music and you're doing well in your academics, because this is what happened. Um, we had some of our seniors then who were not particularly doing well academically, but they are doing well in music. They are doing well in music very well, but the academics is suffering. And the reason why it happened like that is because I feel they don't create balance. They don't create balance. They will go for gigs, coming back tired, right? Coming back tired, and you see that whenever they want to read, they can't read because they are tired. They will just want to sleep, and before you know, they don't break, right? It's done. Going out for another lectures or something, so you don't have time to read. You get it? So what that is one of the things I did. If I know I'm going out for gigs and I'll be tired, I'll make sure that day I must have 1 or 2 hours. I'll make sure that I sacrifice an hour to read, right? To read. So in case I might not be able to read in the night when I'm back tired, right? So it's just that's why I say just know yourself. That's one of the things I advise every student to do. Know yourself, know what your body can take, know how many hours your body can take reading, right? And know how many hours you want to do other stuff. Like I said, you can't use 24 hours every day. It's not possible. You must have 1 or 2 hours for rest or something like that. So, and like I said earlier again, your primary aim of you being in school is to study. If you don't want to study, then you quit. Just quit the music or quit school. Just leave school and focus more on music. But if you want to do the both, then create that balance and have in mind that that sacrifice you must just be sacrificial. Right? You get it? You must be sacrificial. It's not going to be very easy, but you must create that time to be sacrificial enough to get what you want to get. If not, both of them will suffer. That's the truth. The school will suffer, your academic will suffer, and your name will suffer, right? Because then we've been saying, then while we're in school, we say, okay, our seniors then, oh, they are very good, but you see them carrying over courses, right? Their mates are graduating and they are still in campus, and it doesn't really speak good. It doesn't even speak good for we musicians. It speaks as if, oh, we musicians are dull, and that's one of the narrative we try to change. We try to make sure people know that musicians are not dull people. Musicians are not dull people. They are highly intellectual people. Musicians are not dull people. They are highly intellectual people. It's just that they are not able to create balance between academics and school. They don't know themselves very well. They don't know what their body can take. That is all, right? So if they actually know that, they actually can put these things in place. They will know that, okay, everybody will know that musicians are not dull people. Because for you to be able to hold a number of arrangements in your head, you understand, you're not dull. They're not dull. You get it? So creating balance is just it. And how are you able to do it? Number one, know yourself. Know what your body can take. Read ahead. Read ahead. There are tendencies whereby you get tired when you come back for gigs. You will not be able to read. So what you just do, if you have little chance or time during the day, just read. Just read. Or else quit the music. Or if you want to concentrate on music, quit school. That is just my advice. So this, I'm just saying this out of my own experience. So like I said, just know yourself, know what your body can take. Everybody is different, right? So study yourself, study your body. Yes, and I believe we just with this viewpoint of my you'll be convinced. You're convinced. So that is all I have to say in this particular topic. Yeah, so that was how I was able to cope with music and academics. So yes, thank you. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please, I would love you to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification to get more updates. Yes, so I remain your favorite bass player. Thank you so much, Kelvin.